Hey, yo, welcome in. What camera is this? Hey, welcome in, folks. Happy Tuesday. Happy Tuesday. We're just hanging out, yo. Tuesday afternoon. Probably going to be sorting some bulk in a bit. Um, we're going to be ripping open this Dust and Rivals pack shortly. Maybe taking a look at some YouTube videos, reacting to some YouTube videos. And yeah. First, let me continue my scroll through collector. Because that's what I do. I just go on collector every day and scroll through. Oh. Oh, that explains it. Okay now. Hey, 292 guys. That is a great deal. $299. Fuck me. Should we pick up some cards on Friday? Fucking temptation is real, man. I just saw these at GameStop today for 85 bucks. 220 is not a bad price, but at GameStop is 200. 69 is not a great price. You buy them at Walmart for 59. You could buy them for 49 at GameStop if you could find them. Shit though, get that $300 for the booster box though. I think I'm down. Poor decisions, poor decisions. I always want to like I intend to buy some like older stuff and then I like find these deals and I'm like, what do I do? What do I do? It's hardly a deal, but I paid more for Journey Together. So Hopefully I'm picking that up on Saturday. I have a plug that wants to trade. I'm going to trade one of these Phantasmal Flames ETBs for the Team Rocket UPC. They're both exclusive. One's Pokemon Center exclusive, the other one's GameStop exclusive. Yo, funny enough, a lot of you guys get triggered when I do this, huh? You can't fold it! Would you rather I open it? Is that better? Should I open these? No? Okay. Then calm down. Teal Mask Ogerpon. It's a cool card. I can't believe the price of this card. $68. Like, why? It's always been expensive. Since last year, $55. Like, why? Yo, shall we open his Destin Rivals? Let's manifest a Misty Psyduck. These are all the cards in the set. There's a whole lot of meh. This Ponyta is cool. Haven't pulled that yet. This Team Rocket's Moltres is not the one I want. That's a cool looking card though. Where are you? I think it's after all. Ooh, look, the Psyduck. I think this is a cool card. I have those. Starmie, I have used. Magikarp, I think I pulled. The Gyarados I have. The Lapras I have. The Articuno I have. What else? This Team Rocket Zapdos. I have the GameStop stamped one. I have two, I think. The Team Rocket's Wheezing is a sick card. I like coughing and wheezing, but I think this wheezing card is a nice artwork. That's real nice. Hey, 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 here we come to the good cards. Ooh. There's Misty's Psyduck. I'd take one of those. This Team Rocket's Wheezing is pretty cool as well. I kind of like the regular artwork better, but, you know, full art is nice. Team Rocket's Meowth is okay. I would be happy with that. I don't like how it's cartoonish, but meh. Yo, this Moltres is a sick card. Team Rocket's Moltres EX. That is a sick card. This Mewtwo EX would be very nice. Lovely. That would be fantastic if I pulled that. Fantastic. Yeah, honestly, those are the three cards that really appeal to me. It's this Team Rocket's Mewtwo, this Moltres, and Misty Psyduck. I guess I'll take Meowth as well. So those are the cards that we're looking for. You heard? You heard? You heard? These are the cards we're looking for. Excuse your ears.
Good morning, or depending when you're watching this, good afternoon, good evening, or good night. My name's Ross, and as always told, I'm host of radio, and today...
Getting weird. I'm going to be honest with you. Things are getting weird. We need to talk, hopefully, just one last time about these EX boxes. And it's getting a little bit silly, because the other day I told you that these EX boxes had been listed, but I couldn't actually show you what they looked like. And then I came back and I showed you what they looked like, but they were placeholder images. They didn't have the images of the Pokemon, which was a little bit sad. But then I came back and I said, well, I know it's false alarm. I now do have images of the Pokemon, because they were revealed over in Japan, because it Start Deck 100 got fully revealed. So now I can show you the Pokemon and I can show you what they do. But since I last spoke to you about this, we've had 2 updates, not one. Oh no, that wouldn't do. We've had 2 updates about this since I last talked to you. Now, the first thing that happened was Pokemon just came out and showed us the English versions of these cards, confirming, as we kind of knew, but it's still nice to have the confirmation, confirming that it would in fact be these 3 cards that were coming in the box. Which again, we could have presumed, and we know that Pokemon don't tend to put promos in boxes which are the same as just cards out of the set. So we said, well, alright then, if they're popping these 3 cards into these EX boxes, that must mean that the general set for Ascended Heroes isn't going to feature these. Because we still just had these placeholder images that weren't showing pictures of the cards. But then Pokemon came out and showed us official English scans of these 3 cards. And look at the emboss side by side, it is identical. It's the same card. Now, I didn't unfortunately get a chance to show you this the other day because I was en route to Germany. I was travelling to Germany to cast the One Piece finals. It was a lot of fun. But it seemed pretty definitive at that point. We had placeholder images not showing the cards. Not unusual because we don't see the cards first. Pokemon always do this when the card hasn't been revealed in Japanese. Then we got the Japanese reveal of the card. Then they showed us on the product page, they actually showed us the proper images in English of these cards. But they were exactly the same as the Japanese. But they had Ascended Hero set numbers. Mega Meganium is 10 out of 217. And Mega Emboar is number 31 out of 217. And Mega Feraligatr is number 43 out of 217. Which was weird, because why would they have set numbers if they're being taken out of the set to be used as promos? Well, the answer is they wouldn't. That doesn't happen. And they aren't. Because then came update number 2, and update number 2 showed us this. Now, it's not the best image, I grant you, for which I can only apologize. But you know what we do have? Official confirmation that they are alternate art. Now, we don't have the best image of this, I'm afraid. This is all we've been given by Pokemon. But you have a look at this, and it's really quite clear. Look at the Emboar next to the one on this trio. It's clearly alternate art. Look at the Feraligatr. It's clearly alternate art. Look at the Meganium. It's clearly alternate art. They're not always that different, but they are different. So the way they did the reveals was really weird and roundabout. First we saw listings on Best Buy with no images. Then we saw images with just placeholder card backs. Then we got the Japanese card images. Then they gave us the English images suggesting that they were in the box because they put it on the product page. And then they turned around and went, no, they're alternate art. Here's a look at the actual product with the proper cards in. But on the product page, we can still just see the regular versions, not the promo versions. Yes, it's a little bit weird. But never mind, we have that confirmation. Here's what it says on the website. Pokemon TCG Mega Evolution Ascended Heroes Mega Meganium EX, Mega Emboar EX, and Mega Feraligatr EX boxes. Forge a bond that takes your partner Pokemon strength past the limit with Mega Evolution. In these boxes, you'll find a playable foil promo card, along with an oversized lenticular card, more on that in a minute, with dynamic artwork and 4 booster packs from the special Mega Evolution Ascended Heroes expansion. Which partner Pokemon will you choose? Blossoming with new power, Mega Meganium EX presents your opponent's Pokemon with a giant bouquet filled with massive damage. Surrounded by flames, Mega Emboar EX lets loose a Crimson Blast to devastate your opponent. And with gnashing teeth and claws, Mega Feraligatr EX targets your opponent's weakened Pokemon with a mortal crunch. Nice little description. I'm hoping one day they want voiceovers for these, and I'm hoping they come and talk to me. But they did also give us just a little bit of a list of what's in there. Each Pokemon TCG Mega Evolution Ascended Heroes EX box, that is the official name of the product, includes 1 foil promo card featuring Mega Meganium EX, Mega Emboar EX, or Mega Feraligatr EX, 1 oversized lenticular promo card featuring Mega Meganium EX, Mega Emboar EX, or Mega Feraligatr EX, and 4 Pokemon TCG Mega Evolution Ascended Heroes booster packs. They then gave us a release date of April the 24th.
Never sacrifice bedtime for party time.
Now, I know that the other day I gave you a different release date. I spoke to retailers and they were told February. So when I gave you this release date, it wasn't me making something up or lying to you or misreading something or anything like that. I spoke to retailers who would know. They were given a release date, and the release date they were given was in February. When I say that this has been a weird story with lots of twists and turns in terms of the reveal, I mean that very sincerely. It's been a bit of a wild ride. But we do now have an official confirmed release date of April the 24th. It is up on the website. That is 100% official. And it's interesting, of course, because that date might ring a bell for you guys. That is the release date of the Booster Bundle, which is currently the latest release date we have for any Ascended Heroes products. The Booster Bundle is 6 packs at the price of 6 packs. It is the best way to actually get these, just the packs of the set. If you want packs, this is the best way to get them. Now, the website didn't give us a price, but the good news is we do have the sell sheet, and with the sell sheet, we now have a confirmed price of $21.99. There we go. Sorted. So, $22, and they are coming out on April the 24th, and yes, the sell sheet does confirm what the website said as well, so we are good. But there was another product I showed you the other day, again in the same multi-part reveal. Well, now we've got what should be the last time we need to quote-unquote reveal, because the first partner, Deluxe Pin Collection, has gone and been popped over onto the Pokemon website, and it brings with it an image of the product. And it's not the biggest, brightest image we've ever seen. It's very much like the other one where I'm afraid this really is the best we get. But we do have actual confirmation. We have a nice little look at the cards, and a little being very much the emphasis here. And we do have confirmation of exactly what's included. It is 1 pin with all 3 Pokemon. I did think we didn't see the pin the other day, to be fair. And then we have promos of those first partner Pokemon from Legend ZA. And obviously, the first thing I did was went and double check, and I can confirm that the Chikorita is the one that came around in Start Deck 100. And the Tepig is the one that came around over in Japan in Start Deck 100. And the Totodile, it's actually different. No, only kidding. It is the one that came around in Start Deck 100. These are the new cards from those Start Deck, which we kind of expected it was going to be. Now, I can't imagine they're actually removing the basics from the set. They could. I don't think they are. Normally with stuff like this, what they would do is they would go for a different foil pattern. But having said that, they did reprint other versions of these cards in Start Deck 100, so they could do reprints of those in Ascended Heroes and bring these through with just, actual promos. Or they could be alternate foiling pattern or something like that, which would count them as promos in Pokemon's eyes. So maybe they've been removed from the set, but there is a decent chance that these just have a different foil pattern, and where there's something like a different foil, Pokemon does count them as promos. Here's what it says on the website. Pokemon TCG Mega Evolution Ascended Heroes First Partners Deluxe Pin Collection. Yes, they have long names. Every new Pokemon journey begins with one essential step: choosing your first partner Pokemon. With this box, you can befriend the Grass-type Chikorita, Fire-type Tepig, and Water-type Totodile as dazzling foil promo cards and as a deluxe pin showing off all three Pokemon together in glossy enamel. You also get 5 booster packs of the Mega Evolution Ascended Heroes expansion. And then they confirm the contents of 3 foil promos, 1 deluxe pin, and 5 booster packs. And then a release date of the 20th of March, which means it comes a little bit earlier than these EX boxes. We also do have a confirmed price of $24.99, which is actually pretty good. Because before we get to the booster bundle, which remember is not until a month later at the end of April, the best prices we've got are $5 a pack. Well, this is $5 a pack, but you get your free promos and your pin. That makes this a very attractive product indeed. So there we go, and I'm done with these products now. I've now shown you the products with the promos. I've confirmed the release date and the price. I don't know why this got revealed in like 4 different stages. Doesn't normally happen, but we're done. We're finished. I have shown you what you need to show. Maybe in a future video, I show you close-ups of the promos nice and quickly. And obviously, when I cover Ascended Heroes as a set as a whole, I will acknowledge that they're here. But I'm done showing you these products as their own thing. We've done it multiple times. That's enough. But this is the best time, of course, because now I've got the price, the release date, and I can show you what the actual promos are. This is the best one. It is the ultimate one in both meanings of the word. But now we're done. So now it's over to you guys. Tell me what you think about these products. Are you picking them up? Because I'm telling you right now, I definitely am. Tell me anything you want to tell me in the comment section. Go nuts! Be nice! And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at @TheWasi. That's where we talk about Pokemon and a whole bunch of other card games. And please do consider checking out patreon.com/PTCGradio, where you can support the channel, get some bonus podcasts, join a Discord, and all kinds of fun things. And get shout-outs on the channel, like the lovely Catherine Smith, who's been a support of ours, not for very long, one of our newer patrons, but they seem to be absolutely lovely, so shout out to them for the support and the loveliness. But by far the most important thing, as always, look after yourselves till next time, would ya? Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching PTCG Radio.
Peace Collective started as a passion project. I used to sell t-shirts out of my parents' basement. QuickBooks Advanced has helped us manage our costs, like our
Folks, welcome back. I'm sure by now you've heard the news. You saw the thumbnail, you read the title. That's why you clicked on the video, because you want to hear my response to PSA's parent company, Collectors, buying out Beckett Grading. And overnight in the Pokemon hobby, no matter which Reddit group you go to, which Discord you're a part of, which social media channels that you watch, every single comment section in the world right now in the Pokemon and trading card and probably even sports card hobby completely forgot the word scalper overnight. No one is using the 2025 top coined term. Everybody overnight switched to a new term. And starting in December 2025, we're all going to start talking about a new word. You know what that word is? I had the foresight to keep this on my shelf all these years because I knew this was coming. That's how crazy I am. Monopoly! Everybody and their brother is now repeating the term monopoly on every social media platform you can think of. And most people have not a clue what they're talking about. Beckett Grading was already a struggling company to begin with. So much so that if you look at the gem rate numbers, how many each company graded total, in November, Beckett did right at 4.5% of what PSA did. They graded 70 something thousand cards where PSA was over 1.6 million. A fraction of what PSA was doing. Meaning, whether Beckett was in business, whether they went out of business and went bankrupt, or whether PSA or somebody else bought them, it was irrelevant. That's the truth of the matter. It's completely irrelevant. No one was using them to begin with. Now, if PSA would have bought out someone like CGC, then we would have something to talk about. Because CGC is their second biggest competitor, which grades like 500,000 cards a month, which is a much larger percentage of the total market. Guys, Beckett is not the company they once were. Beckett is not the name in the industry they once were, right? I understand it's fun to get involved in the conversations, to use the same buzzword as everyone else. Monopoly! Everyone wants to play Monopoly. PSA now owns Boardwalk and Park Place, guys. We're doomed. What they don't realize is no one ever actually lands on Boardwalk and Park Place. They usually land on like the greens or the yellows, and they still pay pretty damn well. So really you want to go after the greens and the yellows because no one really hits Boardwalk and Park Place. They go, or they hit like luxury tax. Never mind. That's a subject for a different day. We're talking about Monopoly now. Yeah, and so the real question we should be asking is why did PSA make this transaction, right? It's not whether or not it's a monopoly now or where am I going to grade my cards? Well, you can grade them at CGC, you can grade them at TAG, you can grade them with a bunch of other services that are smaller. But the reason people grade with PSA, everyone knows, it's the most liquid. It's the most widely accepted amongst collectors. It's the, cards that everybody wants at shows, right? Buyers want them at shows. Vendors want them at shows. When you look at the eBay statistics, the PSA is the majority of cards that sell. When you look at overall statistics over every grade, PSA overall sells at the highest numbers. Now, of course, when you get into Beckett Pristines and Black Labels, when you get into CGC Pristines, they do sell higher than PSA 10s. But when you get to 9s, 8s, 7s, 6s, PSA reigns supreme, okay?
Oh, what's good? What's good? How you doing?
And now Gerald from Home of Honey Inc. is one strike away from glory. For all the business fans at home, this is what having members-only...
That's why people want them. People want value. No matter what the internet tells you, I don't care about the money. I'm just here to collect. No matter what anyone tells you, it's all bullcrap. People care about value. When they grade their cards, they want the most value. If PSA continues to hold the most value, no matter what scandal comes up every single year that some grading company is doing, people are going to go for the most value. It's just like we talked about with the whole probe scene fiasco. Oh, Alex, they're shill bidding. Did you see Snipe? It's down now. Guess what? Probe scene's back on eBay. They're running thousands of auctions again. No one cares. No one cares. There's a new scandal every few months in Pokemon or TCGs or collectibles, and it usually is the most talked about thing for a week or two, and then everyone forgets it another week or two, and then a month or two later, everyone's already forgotten it, and it's old news, and you could talk about it, and it won't even get clicks. People don't care anymore. That's the reality of the world we live in. Now, the question of why they did it, that I think is the more interesting question. The only speculation I can come up with is collectors used to be a public company, right? And they took it private, I believe, back in 2020. So they could possibly be trying to acquire more assets to build up the company larger and larger so that if they do want to take it public again, they get the highest possible valuation. They IPO at the highest possible price to really bank when they go public. That would be my best guess. Otherwise, buying companies like SGC and Beckett, it's not really adding much to their bottom line because, again, they were already taking more market share than those companies were taking of the market, right? They were already gobbling them up, whether they bought them out or not. And so it's hard to really figure out what their mindset is behind it. But as far as the monopoly talk, right? CGC is doing not quite a third, but somewhere around 30% of what PSA is doing per month, graded card-wise. Now, I've talked about this before. They do offer a lot of kind of sweetheart deals with their larger customers where, you know, they're getting far less per card than what PSA is getting. So PSA is a much more profitable company, I'm sure. They're definitely bringing in exponentially more revenue because, you know, they're getting $19 plus a card, where a lot of the CGC contracts, people that grade thousands of cards a month, they're well into these single digits, right? And so that's irrelevant though, because CGC is still taking a good portion of the market. They're grading 500,000 cards a month, right? Where Beckett was grading 70,000, right? Tag's grading what, like 30,000? You know, I mean, I think SGC was even doing less than Tag. And so I don't think it's as relevant as, you know, this whole monopoly talk as everyone else does. But again, I'm always like the black sheep. I'm always, you know, talking against the crowd. But I'm just trying to think logically, like 4.5% of what PSA did last year doesn't seem like the biggest deal in the world. They put out a statement that they're going to continue to operate it as a standalone entity. Beckett is going to continue to run under Beckett. They're going to continue to grade under the same grading standards and, you know, having the black label, the pristine, all the different, you know, subgrades. I mean, they're going to completely run separately. They're just going to be owned by a parent company of Collectors for now, right? That was put out in articles. The CEO of Collectors has said that. It's his quote. And so will that change? No one knows. No one knows what the actual, you know, plan is here. But as of the statement made, they are going to continue to operate independently. So again, is PSA going to use them as like a more centralized hub to have, like, you know, more center in the country? And with Texas, that could be a reason, right? Maybe that's one of the reasons they bought SGC. There's a bunch of different reasons swirling around. But in my opinion, I do not think they bought out Beckett Grading that grades 70,000 cards a month to monopolize the trading card industry. Maybe if they start trying to make a deal for CGC, we'll have another video, we'll talk, and we'll get out the old Monopoly board, and we'll talk about, you know, monopolies again. But I think you guys need to play Monopoly a little more. If somebody, you know, buys out Boardwalk and Park Place, and they buy out, you know, 5 or 10 other properties, that doesn't mean you win the game. That doesn't mean you have a monopoly, right? That's pretty much all I got, guys. I would enjoy all the entertainment, enjoy everyone's takes, but I wouldn't be freaking out. It's going to be business as usual. Everything's going to operate as it always has. What I would tell you to do is go look up some of the large, you know, conglomerates. So, you know, just pick your poison, right? Go look at like Colgate Palmolive, and just look at all the list of the companies that Colgate Palmolive own. Okay, it's expansive. Like, go look at some of the largest conglomerates on Wall Street. They own, you know, probably most of the brands that you see every day in store, right? Or they own tons of different, you know, if you look at some of the fast food, you know, big conglomerates, they own tons of the fast food restaurants. They all operate independently, right? They all still cook their own, you know, separate foods. They all have their own separate customer bases, right? It's not like, oh, well, Yum Brands owns, you know, Taco Bell and Pizza Hut now, so now they're going to combine. It doesn't work like that. This is kind of how capitalism works is, you know, the large companies, they own a bunch of other companies, but really it's just for whatever specific reason they want to own them. It's not to, you know, pull them all in and make them all under one, you know, company name. It's just you're under the umbrella of a parent company. That's really all this is what it seems like to me. That's what they put out in statements. We'll see how it all turns out. But that's my take on the whole PSA Beckett situation. As you guys know, no affiliation with PSA. I have no affiliate codes. I have no sponsorships, none of that, you know, nonsense. Every comment section where I say anything good about PSA, people are going to wreck me for it and say I'm shilling for them or blah, blah, blah. Guess what, guys? I don't really even have that many PSA slabs anymore. And so I have no reason to shill PSA. I'm just telling you the honest truth. It makes the most sense to grade with them because overall they have the most value and they have the most liquidity on the market. It's that simple. And unfortunately, you may not.
All right, time to rip this pack. Okay, we're going to manifest the card. Misty Psyduck would be cool. Where are you? Hey, that one would be sweet. Let's go. It's a good start. The Pokemon Company International. 2025. Nintendo Creatures Inc. and Game Freak trademark. Pokemon trainers, be on high alert. The nefarious Team Rocket is setting its latest plan into motion, and historic trainers are racing to stop it. Join forces with the likes of Cynthia and Garchomp EX, Ethan and Ho-Oh EX, or Arvin and Mabostiff EX. Or reconsider your loyalties and fight alongside Team Rocket's Pokemon like Mewtwo EX. Under the command of Giovanni. Choose a side, assemble your allies, and battle boldly in the Pokemon trading card game Scarlet and Violet Destined Rivals expansion. Okay. In this pack, we have 11 additional game cards. Although it gives you 13 cards total, we have, sorry, in this pack it says we have 10 additional game cards. Now there's 11 cards in this pack, and if you count the promo, it's actually 12. So yeah, I don't know. What's up with that? There's 10 cards if you're talking about Pokemon and Trainer, plus 1 energy, and plus 1 trainer. Plus 1 code card. You know what I'm saying? Know what I'm saying? Alright, let's rip this. Let's pull it. Pull it, Misty. Let's go. I mean, hey, I would also take any one of these, please. This one specifically would be nice. Alright. It's a tight pack. There's your trainer card. And that's your energy card. First up, we have a Shroomish. Then we have Steven's Skarmory. Arvin's a Toad Scroll. Team Rocket's Coughing. Steven's Claydol. Probopass. Spikemouth. Reverse Magikargo. Skarmory. And Gorbliss. Womp womp. Nothing. All right, so let's see what we got here. We had the Gorbliss, which is a water Pokemon. Hey, there's Gorbliss. That's a good 10-cent card right there. Hey. Welcome to the team, my friend. Then we have a reverse holo Skarmory, which is a metal Pokemon. Where's the metal? There we go. Hold on. Where are you? Skarmory right there. That is a 6-cent. Nope, nope, nope. That is a 10-cent card. We're locked in on all these 10-cent cards. Magikarp. That is a 32-cent card. Yo, we're winning. We're winning. Spike Moth. Probopass. Stevens Clay Doll. Team Rocket's Coffee. Arvin's Toadstool. Stevens' Skarmory. Shroomish. And with basic energy. Hey, that's a holo rare. Reverse holo rare. Whatever. That's why that was 30 cents. I see, I see. It's a reverse holo. It's a reverse holo. This is a holo rare. This is a holo rare. And this is a holo rare. This is garbage. Alrighty. I'm going to take a break. I'm going to eat something. And we'll see you guys later. Okay, peace out. Peace, peace. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.